Hello guys, this is Planners again. My apologies on not posting as frequently as I used to, but there has been so much stuff going on Curse due to the Southern War that, well, my priority goes to killing stuff, as you can easily understand. For today, I would like to show you guys what I consider to be a very typical A4D roam. So, all the engagements you're gonna see today were in the same roam. I've already showed in the past solo roams, like with the Arbitrator a couple episodes ago, but bringing out a couple of friends and corp mates is also very cool, very rewarding. Well, this room pretty much started with me and Freshmeat on comms, and we were the only two guys alive on corp, nobody else was alive. And we started with chit chat. Hey, hello, how are you? How's the job? How's the kids? Blah blah blah. That sort of stuff that you don't really care about, but you ask because you're polite, of course. And socializing is a very important part of small gang PvP. So I'm gonna call this the checkpoint number 1. So checkpoint number 1 is pretty mad, chit chat with your corpmates, even though you'll probably never see their faces, considering they tend to live on the other side of the planet called Earth. So okay, and now we had to decide what ship types we wanted to take. Freshmeat was not very active at the time, and he said, "Oh, I want to take a Ferox." A what? I replied. A Ferox! I want to take a Ferox! Ferox is awesome! They've just been rebalanced, I got like 10 in my anger, and I want to take it out. Well, okay, Freshmeat had already made this decision, and I decided to also bring a MOA with a sight to keep up with them. This way we would use the MOA as scout and initial bait, Ferox as DPS, and the scythe as support. I'm actually gonna call this checkpoint number 2. Undock and go kill stuff someplace, no matter how ridiculous your initial chances of victory might seem. This is actually a very important and very hard step to achieve and overcome. Most people just want to wait for an FC, wait for numbers, wait for everybody to have ships top of the line, to have chances and to kill a lot, and that's all bollocks. You just need couple mates, and just undock and go out. This is a very important step and difficult to overcome. So okay, we were roaming around, and we noticed after some time that there was a gang chasing us from behind us. We did not want to engage without knowing what they got, so Freshmeat stayed behind on his Ferox on purpose so we could use the scanner, and he discovered that their fleet was composed by 2 Ruptures, 2 Ospreys, and 2 3 Tacklers frigates. Okay, there was no way we were gonna break their tanks with 2 lodges there, and the amount of tacklers they had also meant that they could easily isolate our scythe, so this takes us to checkpoint number 3. I personally like to call it run and hide, but some players got sensitive about this and they preferred to call it more pompous names. Anyway, remember guys, in small game PvP there's always a bigger fish than you. Running away is something that will happen probably in every roam at some point. So okay, we decided to hide on a side system called SO dash, and they actually camped us a bit, but not for long. They decided to continue their way, and at the same time Blightar on a Harpy joined us. This is also something very typical on small game PvP. People tend to come from home station and then join you wherever you are. They don't want to miss a piece of the action. And Doc was also coming on a shield Demus, but he was coming still far away. By pure chance we found those guys again in the 1-7 pocket. Since we had a shield Demos on our fleet coming a bit late, we decided that we would make the engagement happen on the gate between 1-7 and FQQ. This way, my fleet was already in 1-7, would try to fight on on that gate, and Doc coming from 1L direction, FQQ direction, he would jump in and warp to us, giving us backup. This way, the shield demos was never to be spotted by the opponent fleet, and Doc on his shield demos would fulfill the role of important backup, because it's lots of DPS, and at the same time surprise our foes. It's really not much, it's only one ship, but when your fleet is compromised of 3 or 4, it's quite a lot. Okay, after 5 minutes of talking, finally some footage. Brand new record for me, it seems. Okay, we're hugging the gates, and we're actually waiting for one of them to aggress us. And you can see fresh meat up there in the watch list start taking damage. So we're trying to split them up a bit. And let's jump into FQQ. You can see already Doc with the shield demos in local is already warping at us at range. And the plan here is very simple. We need to start hitting the lodges. Now, you will see that their logistics, the Ospreys, are 0 on the gate. This is because they thought that we were trying to run away. And it is normal that they think that we were indeed running away from them, making time, and running away from them initially when we had less numbers. So, okay, one of the Ospreys gets called primary for DPS, and the other Osprey gets called for the ECM drones. Both me and the Ferox had ECM drones. I don't really know if they're jamming the other Osprey, maybe not, but we're killing one pretty easily. So one Osprey goes down, and the interesting feature about these logistics is that they are cap dependent. I mean, it depends on how they are fit, of course, but usually they need a second logi to maintain their cap up. Once we killed one, we just ignored the other one and decided to press on their DPS. It was only two ruptures and the stabber. I actually forgot about the stabber, but oh well, there he is. And we decided to go for the ruptures. My other toon, RTB, with our scythe, our logistics, is actually being jammed for most part of the fight, and that really explains why I am so low on shields with the MOA, but other than that the situation is pretty much covered and everything is under control. It's also handy to overload hardeners. I should be overloading my guns too, I just forgot to do it. It's not an excuse, but dual tabbing does take some effectiveness that you could have on one toon. So, well, this is pretty much it. We managed to snatch 2 Ruptures, an Osprey and an Ishkur, and we also had to resort to some deceiving. So it was pretty fun overall to be able to engage these guys that thought that we were running, and in fact we were not running anymore. I'm actually going to call this checkpoint number 4. I think it is pretty much self-explanatory. So okay, it was time for us to move along, and we just went to some other system that EveMap said that there was lots of people in it, and usually lots of people means people that you can kill or that want to try to kill you, and I went in to play bait. Okay, in this particular case, playing bait meant that I went in a system solo. I warped at range on station, warped at range on gates. I made sure that they saw me, and I'm trying to drag people to the OEG gate. My fleet is in the other side of this gate. I'm warping at range. If you've seen the other episodes, you already know what I'm talking about, so I'm not gonna be repetitive about this. Honestly, the tactics are pretty much the same after some time. It just depends on how well you can pull them out or not. Okay, Cinnaball a bit far away, you warped at range. Oh, and we got a tackler. My priority is to prevent the tackler from jumping to the other side, so I'm going to immediately target him. I don't want him to see well, my fleet on the other side of the gate. I'm targeting him. Oh, he's targeting me back. I'm gonna aggress him with blasters so that he knows that I cannot jump through, so I can scream on comms. Oh, the Mo is aggressed, the Mo is aggressed. Right now, okay, good. I got him tackled, and I'm gonna wait a bit. The bait has been thrown, and the trap has been settled. I'm actually going to include fleet comms on this one, and I'm going to resort to the comment box up there to just put in some extra notes, okay? Yeah, I'm going to wait until something juicier comes up if you guys don't mind.
Not at all.
And Ares is afterburner fate is going to slow both away from me. I cannot even hit them, goddamn. Oracle on scan, Loki on scan, alright.
There we go.
I'm gonna stop shooting. Loki landing at 0 on me.
Oh yeah.
Jump, jump! Loki primary.
Time to die.
I'm webbed, so I need secondary scrams, points, whatever's on the Loki.
What's webbing you?
The
Point on the
Loki
Loki.
itself.
Nice job. Good point.
Chucking
Cinnamons
disruptor
on the field.
Oracle if you can.
Let's get another point on the
Put
Cinnamon.
drones on too. Or put jam drones on.
Get another point on that Cinnamon if you can, guys.
Go
I
for
can get
black.
one on the Oracle.
Go for the Oracle, go for the Oracle.
That Loki's tough.
Yep, I'm nuding him.
I
Oracle
lost
dipped
scram on
out.
him.
Everything else dipped.
Talos on the field.
Talos. Somebody else got a point on the Loki. I'm gonna get a point on this Talos.
I do have a point on the Loki.
Talos pointed. You still have a point on the Loki?
I do
Yes,
not. Okay.
I do.
I've got a
Don't
point
worry.
on Talos.
Jam.
The capacitor is empty. The
Keep getting fucking lag
capacitor
spike.
is empty.
Fucking didn't even have my drones out.
Goddamn.
Plunder's is down. Loki's
get the
almost
Loki.
down. Yeah, I got
Overheat,
him.
overheat.
He's almost out of armor. He's about to go down.
Nice. Let's
Warp
grab that
drive
Talos.
active.
Got the Talos.
Nice kill. Somebody loot the Loki? There's nothing in there, really. Talos got fucking melted.
So I went down in the previous engagement, and then Fresh Meat took over. My death could have been avoided if we had primared the assault battle cruisers, that are the highest damage ships, but on those situations we usually just primary the expensive ships. We want to make sure the expensive ships don't run away, and well, just a moral loss is really not nothing big of an importance. And like I said, Fresh Meat took over. We went some other place back home, and we managed still to snatch one extra Armageddon. You will actually see that Styler James and Lockdown had joined us, so more people kept joining us through the room. And this also brings us to my final checkpoint, and my final checkpoint is basically just gang stuff along the way. When you're on a small gang PvP or on a big fleet, does not really matters. If you see something along the way that you can easily kill and that has absolutely no chance of fighting back, well, just take it anyway. A kill is a kill, and that is something that will happen lots of times. Actually, most of the engagements are gangs, not necessarily fights, but that is really the way it goes. Well, this is pretty much all for today. I truly hope that your own roams are actually very exciting for yourself, and that you have fun doing that style of PvP. I think it is a wonderful way to keep on playing the game. Uh, Always new stuff coming around through the next corner. And I also hope that if you're not used to Small King PvP, that you manage to overcome that initial barrier that is to undock and go out kill stuff. Okay, fellas, see you next time.